So I wanted to show you guys how I keep track of my business books for the year 2022. For projects, I put the customer's name in this column, a description of the job in this column. If they're a repeat customer, if it's come from advertisement or not, the expense of the job income, and then the profit from the job itself. And then I just put the job income in this column because this column at the end is totaled up here. And then that gets transferred over onto my expense sheet here. And that is subtracted from my expenses, such as all these. And these are all added up into this column here. So then all my income is going to be subtracted from my expenses here. And all my gross job profit is added up here. So it's pretty much this number here subtracted from this number gets your net profit. I'll show you the mowing sheet. So what I do is I put the customer and then I just put the dates up here in each one of these that I mowed for all the customers. So here are all the customers. And then for each week, it's added up at the end. So you know how much money you made that week. And then over on this side, it's added up how much each customer spent throughout the whole entire summer on this section here. And then it all gets added up here. So you get a total amount for how much money you made mowing. And then now for plowing, this is for January through March. It's kind of the same setup as mowing. You get the customer's name here, and you have the dates that you plowed throughout every single snowstorm. And then each snowstorm, you get a total at the bottom. And then, same as before, I put the credits. So if somebody overpays me, I put them in this column here. Those are just some random numbers. And then at the same time, all those are going to be added up here, and that's going to be translated over onto the expense sheet, just like the mowing and the plowing sheet. And then over on this side, I have my commercial accounts. So the month, this is supposed to be the customer. So say you plow for McDonald's, put McDonald's right here, and then then when they pay you for each month after December, you get the first month they paid, second month they paid, third month, fourth month, and then that's added up for each contract you have at the bottom here, and then that gets totaled up and that gets sent over to the expense sheet as well. For sanding and salting, customer, the date you did it, the price of it, and then that gets added up here at the bottom, and then that gets translated over to the expense sheet as well. And then plowing for November through December of the same year 2022, it's kind of the same setup. There's obviously less storms through November through December, so I don't give it as much space. But it's the same setup that gets added onto the expense sheet. And there is a formula that you have to use for this spot here. The formula is this, obviously. And the way I have it set up is everything gets added from each sheet onto that one spot. And yeah, I wanted to show you guys a few other forms that I use. If you guys want to have a detailed, in-depth me going through this and putting one together so you guys can see, I could do that. I would just need to have some interest shown because it takes a long time to do this. Here is a copy of one of my plowing checklists. I usually put my commercial accounts up here first because they're usually the ones I need to get done first. But I just put the customer, the address, the time I arrived, time I left, and if they were completed or not. And then I just do by town, each customer, the price, like when I completed it, if they paid or not, for every single town that I operate in. As you can see, I usually have some long snowstorms. But This is pretty simple to use. I just use it on this because I bring my computer with me while I'm plowing. It's just easy to jot stuff down rather than having it on paper, because when you have it on paper, it just you lose paper. It's just not a good thing for me, at least. Um, yeah, so I'll show you the next one. Here's the next one. It's a work order or project proposal estimate, whatever you like to call it. Um, I use these when bidding for a job. I give them to customers, give them to commercial accounts. So something to look at would be the project name, customer, the address of the customer, um, then an overview of the job. This is some randomness, just jot it down in there for an idea. The goals of the job. So what are you going to be looking to get done, and how you're going to complete it. Some of the specifications, I kind of just put this in here saying grass growing is never 100% guaranteed. If we have to purchase the hoses and sprinklers, it's going to be a higher price than if you were to go get them, as well as in general any other materials. Then I just say the extra materials that aren't included in the price stated below here. And then on the estimate, I just put the cost of the materials, the equipment rental, if you have to rent equipment, the delivery fee of equipment, and then the cost for labor. And then here I just put the total price and the deposit due, um, whatever date you need it by. I usually do deposits over $1,000, just because I've had too many people cancel on me at last minute, and then you have a hole in your schedule. You got to find work for a full week, and that's just so hard to do. Here's my fall cleanup list. Put the customer's name, the address, the price of the job, when I've scheduled it, when it was completed, and what zone it's in. So each town I have a different zone. So I usually do fall cleanups first come, first serve, because there's just so many leaves, and such a little amount of time before the snow falls. So yeah, usually I just do it first come, first serve and charge accordingly. I usually do my man hour rate, and then a debris removal fee. Yeah, so those are the few forms that I'd like to show you right now. I have a few more good ones that I'd like to share with you guys, but if there's a lot of interest and people want to see how they're made and me take some time and go in more in depth with it, I'm totally about that. Um, just give this video a like and subscribe if you're new. There's a lot more coming. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys back here.